choose to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV. I'm here at the Indigo O2 in London. Delighted to be joined by Conor Benn. Conor, before we talk about anything to do with you, man, Kugan Cassius, IFL. I mean, you know Kugan very well. He's up there sweating buckets on that stage. I mean, you're here to support him, man. Just talk to me about that man in this show.
I've purely come here to support him, man. And do you know what? It's going to be a great night. And do you know what? It's something different. Do you know what I mean? This is very different. I know he interviews loads of fighters, loads of famous people, but to sit up there in front of loads of people, it's something completely different.
He's cracking jokes up there, Conor, so you better watch. You're not the brunt of some of them.
Highly likely.
Listen, obviously, when IFL TV, you're used to these mics in your face being a high-profile celebrity sportsman, however you want to call it. Who are used to these mics? For somebody like Kugan, who's normally this side of the camera with me, I mean, how do you think he's feeling up there with all them lights on him and a crowd? You perform in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
How do you think he's feeling up there?
Well, he's performing in front of a crowd. His job is to entertain the public, and having his face out there, everyone knows the voice. Maybe not so much the face, but everyone sees the voice. Hundreds of thousands of views see the voice, millions, So, yeah, it's going to be different for him up there tonight. But, listen, he's an entertainer. What he does, he knows what he's got to do up there.
Definitely. Well, to you then, obviously, the boxing world and fans want to see you back in the ring. And there's been some good news over the last week. I don't know how much you can delve into it. But for you to have some good news, finally, from somebody, how are you feeling right now, this moment in time?
Mate, I'm just really excited. I'm so excited to be back. It's been hard for me, it's been hard for my supporters, it's been no problem. One second, I'm coming, one second.
You're still loved by the fans, Conor.
You know what, it's a blessing, you see what I mean? I'm excited to be back. For me it was like, it's just been the hardest, period of my life. And I'm just excited to be back doing what I love. This is...
Sorry for saying that, I was just going to say, Eddie Hearn's named a plethora of opponents for you, from Chris Eubank Jr., from Kell Brook. Josh Taylor's had a couple of things to say, and you said some things about Josh Taylor, because he's come up to 147 now. I mean, let's put it a better way. You're coming back, it's nothing but, it's going to be a big name and a big fight. I'm
ready for it. I'm saying to the team, listen, I don't need no warm-up. If I'm 26 years old and I need a warm-up, I'm banging trouble. I'm ready for all of them. Anyone that presents himself, I'll take a fight. I proved that I'll go up to 160. And fight EUBANK. I'll prove this. It doesn't bother me. I'll fight anyone. Anyone they put in front of me, I'll fight. As long as the price is right. And the price is always right at the zone. The price is always right at the zone. That's something, there's no confusion there. So whoever they put in front of me, no problem, I'll deal with. I've been preparing hard. Even with all this time off, there was hopeful. There was this date, there was that date. So, I've stayed in the gym, I've stayed working, I've stayed grafting. So, listen, every time I've come back off a layoff, I've come back better. And, I always say the hardest fight is life. What's fighting in the ring? What's fighting another man when I've had to deal with this the past 10 months? Fighting another man's no problem.
When you talk about fighting again and coming back, did you have a date in mind? Has Eddie and you discussed a possible date in mind when you're going to make that ring return?
It depends what fights are available. You've got September 30th. I doubt any big fight would be available then, but I could have a run out September 30th and then have a mega fight November, December. Or let's go straight, if anyone could be ready in October, November, December, we'll go straight into a mega fight. For me, it's about me coming back and making a real statement. It's not about a warm-up. I can remind everyone, I'll come straight back into it, straight back into the mix. Give me a final eliminator. If the belts become vacant, I was top 5 before every governing body. I'm ready. Whoever they put in front of me, I'll dismantle, I'll decapitate. Anyone they put in front of me, I'm going to make sure I go in there and remind everyone why I'm one of the most dangerous welterweights in the country. Who can go up to 154, who can go up to 160 and cause problems. You got to remember the past year I've been sparring light heavyweights, super middleweights. Anyone can get it.
Can I give you a couple of names?
Let's go.
Chris Eubank Jr.
Well, listen, I can't see him getting past Smith. I'd love for him to get past Smith, but I can't see it. I can't see it, especially with the trainer change so late in the camp. So then it's just I just can't see it.
Okay, then Liam Smith.
Liam Smith, any day of the week. You know, any day of the week. Whoever wins that fight, you know, it's appealing for the public and, you know, myself. So any of them names, 154, 160, it doesn't really bother me.
Kell Brook.
Kell Brook, chocolate brownies, baby. Yeah, you know, he can get it as well. Listen, honestly, you're asking me who and what I think. When I mean any of them can get it, anyone can get it. Stateside, here, I've had my say with some fighters in the US. I'm a fighter, this is what I do. I do this every day of the week. I've just had the hardest fight of my life the past 10 months. So as I said, what's another man?
I want to ask, obviously, because I'm good friends with one of them, Josh Taylor, obviously being a biased jock that I am. Now, as a boxing fan, the fights I would like to see, and this is just me as a boxing fan when I'm looking at pure entertainment, is you against Liam Smith, somebody like Liam Smith, or you against somebody like Josh Taylor. For me, as a boxing fan, I look at that and I'll pay. I don't normally pay for a ringside seat, but I will pay for a ringside seat with them two fights.
With Kell Brook and Taylor?
No, Liam Smith and Taylor.
Me personally, I saw an interview, was it today maybe even, or yesterday, that Taylor's trainer dismisses the fight. I didn't read the full article, but, you know, whatever the reason is for that, I'm not quite sure. But listen, man, I just worry about doing what I can. I train in the gym, I focus on doing what I do, I focus on bettering, I focus on bettering myself and being a better athlete and being the best fighter I can be. The rest I let my team sort out. Whoever it is, I don't even need a name. I don't even need a face. Just whoever it is, you just sort that out. I'm ready.
Well, now you're being sort of like cleared by UCAD and that. Now, when you look at your ultimate goal right now is you want to be a world champion. That's a given, right? I know that for a fact. Terence Crawford's at 147, I'm talking about here. He's undisputed. Likely he's going to move up now. It looks like he's going to move up to 154. Said he's tight at 147. Those belts are going to become fragmented. I don't know where you're sitting in the governing bodies right now, if you've been taken out or whatnot. But do you want to get back in that ranking? Because if you get back, have two good fights, then belts become fragmented. That dream can become a reality very, very soon.
I don't know what you mean by come back two good fights. You know, if I can get reinstated as where I was. If I can get reinstated back to where I was, which is top 5 in every governing body, which is where I was just before all this happened, well then I'm in line for a world title. You know, so you got to remember, we tried to make the Keith Thurman fight. We tried to make the Ugas fight. We tried to make the Jose Ramirez fight. So when you're talking, we tried to make these fights. Everyone keeps going, oh, why'd you keep fighting X, Y, Z? My team tried to make these fights. You know, so it's like I can just trust my team to do what they got to do. Whatever they want to do, I trust them. I focus on doing what I can. I do the best I can, they do the best they can. And so far it's worked.
Obviously, I've got to ask you, Terence Crawford and Earl Spence had a fight. I'm going to get your thoughts on it because you're mad for boxing. You're probably more mad for boxing than I am. Did you watch that fight a couple of weeks ago? And if you did, what was your thoughts?
You say that, I ain't watched it yet, man. I know. You say that, but I haven't even watched it.
You've seen the highlights in?
I've seen the highlights. They look good. It looks sharp. I'm not sure who made who look like who, but you've got to say Crawford's a bit of an alien. He's just a powerful fighter. He's accurate. His timing's bang on. He's just a good fighter. Across the board, I would probably say he's pound for pound. Oh, see you later. Take care, mate. Go on, take care.
Last night, Joshua as well. I mean, your thoughts now? You were there last night. I've seen the photos. I mean, maybe we all want to see a big dirty knockout. We got that. But the overall performance from Joshua?
He got the knockout. It was a clinical knockout. He won't get back up. So he done what he needed to be done. I think he could have, set the tone earlier, and I think he could have gone out there in the first round. He couldn't match his speed. Can't match his boxing brain. Can't match his genetics. Can't match his power. I would have gone straight in there and steamrolled him.
That's it. Well, steamrolled him. Can he steamroll Wilder?
Listen, anything can happen in the heavyweight division. He's so unpredictable. But all it takes is one shot from either.
Go on, one more last one for me. Obviously, the boxing fans, you've seen all these fans here, they want to take pictures with you. You're going to you probably have to sneak back through there because they're going to get mobbed through there as well. The fans still love you. Now, we all know the situation that you've been cleared and stuff like that. Will we see you fight in the UK? There's always talk about Abu Dhabi, but can we see you fight on these shores?
I owe it to the British public for the fight to be here. I wouldn't have made it through without them. And I say that hand on heart. The love that I've been getting it's second to none. So I'm just overwhelmed by the support from the public through this period, because they've seen how hard it is. It's hard for them, it's hard for me. They feel the pain. They've seen the progression. They see me start from as a 19-year-old kid to now becoming the man and the fighter I am today. Top 5 in every governing body, selling out arenas, across the country. So for me, it's like, I owe it to the public, man, for this fight to be here.
Would that be your license?
I want to fight for the public. Genuinely, this is where I've done my life. I've done my important years as a man here. I've done my important years as career building here. So for me to then go and fight somewhere else, yeah, it's nice fighting abroad. I've got my supporters here. I've got my die-hard supporters here, and I want to give this to the public. I really do, deep down in my heart, feel like I owe this to them, to come back and remind everyone, the entertainment, the ferociousness, the spitefulness, take no prisoners, and bring. I can't say bring it back, but I feel like I'm one of the only to fight like that right now.
Definitely. Listen, it's good to see you smiling again. It's always a pleasure to see you, big man, and enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you very much, Conor. Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Choose to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,